today we're here with Martin and his very dirty BMW 1M. Martin is going to be one of the two guys taking care of the Nanolex brand and GreenX, I guess, in Belgium soon. So we're going to figure out what to do now, because as you can see, it's very dirty, and we'll just go over the steps of how to ideally clean the car. If you think we're not doing it properly, you can always put it in the comments, like some people did in the last video. I'm always happy to hear what we can improve. When I work on very dirty cars, or in principle, I always start with the wheels because it's annoying. You have to bend down. It's the work that no one wants to do, so I start with the wheels when I still have a lot of motivation. So in this case, since everything is black, the main goal will be to touch it as little as possible. So I would start with wheel cleaner and iron remover, followed after it's reacted, followed by GreenX wheel and tire cleaner, then rinse it, then actually spray wheel and tire cleaner again, and then brush it with a very soft brush, and then see how they come out. In the same step, I would do iron remover, or maybe afterwards I would do iron remover on all of the bodywork. So this would be my first step. One for you, one for me. But this only for the rims, okay? And then I think we'll actually foam and rinse down the paint. I would just clean off the dirt first, after we're finished with the wheels. This is where I would use foam rather than using like a pump sprayer or something, because the whole car is covered in dirt. So I'm using the pre-wash shampoo and foam as a pre-wash, and just spray the car with what's left in here. And then I'll also spray on top of the iron remover and clean it off without touching. And then once we're finished with the foam stage, we'll put iron remover on the paint, put more wheel cleaner on the wheels, clean the wheels while the iron remover is sitting on the paint and is allowed to react, and then we'll foam it again. Just so we don't need to touch it, and that the maximum amount of dirt will be gone by the time we have to touch it for the first time. So what's important to mention is that in here it's relatively cool, like 20 degrees. We're in the shade, so nothing can dry. If you're doing this outside in summer, you always have to make sure nothing dries on the surface. Here you can see nicely how it reacted, because usually on the black wheels you don't see it, but now with the white foam you can actually see it quite well. I would let it sit as long as possible, as long as it's, yeah. So, and then you can, if you like, you can rinse it off. Like, I always go top to bottom, but you can literally like rinse off the whole car, and then we'll do the next step. I would now put iron remover all over the car one time, and then as long as the iron remover sits on the car, we'll use wheel and tire cleaner for the rims, because wheel and tire clean, like now all the iron on the wheels is dissolved. So in order to have the minimum friction, I would use the wheel and tire cleaner, because there's more surfactants and there's going to be even less friction, and then clean the wheels inside out while the iron remover is working on the paint. Now usually I would do this on the dry surface, because now the water on the car will mix up and dissolve it a little bit, but it's not that much, so I think it's still going to work well. But again, we'll only see once we spray on the foam for the next round, and then it'll change. Well, you'll see the color change after that. Yeah, I would go wheel by wheel, spray it with the wheel and tire cleaner, clean it, rinse it, and then go to the next one. What I'm going to do now is put another layer of foam to rinse off the iron remover, to also make sure nothing will stick
on the paint.
Yeah, on the wheels.
And the wheels, yeah.
And then also do the wheel arches again and things like this, because there was so much dirt that you still have the film. In this step, again, just one more time, trying to get all the loose stuff off all the surfaces as far as possible. So we'll let it sit for a little bit. Also, the iron remover is going to be washed off now. Again, wash everything off with the pressure washer, put on shampoo by Foamlands, and then actually wash it down. But by the time we're washing it down, it should already be 90% clean, so that we don't inflict any scratches. What I would also do at this point is open all the doors and the trunk, spray pre-wash on the door sills to let it soak, and then rinse off the door sills also before we continue. So I'm not measuring it. Maybe it will foam a little bit more than usual. So yeah, we'll just wash it down, and then I hope it's not going to be scratched. No, it should be fine, but yeah. What I do, so, I mean, when you apply the shampoo like this, you have the maximum slip, because you're not going to have any places where you don't already have shampoo that will make it slippery.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. So this is why I spray it on with the Foamlands, and then instead of using a bucket to rinse the pads, I rinse the pads with the hose, because then you're not, you know, there is no chance that you're dipping it back into a dirty bucket. So I personally think it's the safest way of cleaning, you know, because yeah, you're generating as little friction as possible. Also, like the shampoo, the Green X shampoo is basically the latest sort of technology when it comes to surfactants, so it's extremely slippery. So when you put it like this, usually at some point it will drag the pad by itself. So I guess even in the video you'll be able to see, like, there is no pressure, so you can literally, like, yeah. In the last YouTube video, I had comments basically saying this is not how you wash a car, but whoever made that comment also wouldn't tell me how to, so. I usually try for, you know, what I do to be effective, but also not like extremely time consuming, because you could wash it down even more and more and more. But I think at this point, where you could already see, okay, there's not a lot of dirt left, you know, why would you keep on, yeah. And I mean, from looking at the pad and also the feeling that I have using it, I can tell there's not much dirt left on the surface that's coming off now. And yeah, so you can also see here, when you look at it, like everything that comes out is pretty much white. So even in the lower parts, there is not a lot of dirt left. I actually spray a little bit of, instead of foaming the whole car again, I would spray a little bit of pre-wash and insect remover on it. Like, I wasn't sure if I catch the whole mirror. So, and then I'm going to do it like this. And then it's always tricky when two people wash one car, because I lost my structure altogether. So I don't, but I think, yeah, should be fine. Okay. I mean, because we don't have that much time to get like the maximum effect for protection, I would use wash coat first and then dry it using Green-X quick detailer. Yeah, we can also use the Green-X sealant, but I would use the quick detailer, and then if we have more time, we can still put sealant on top of it. But yeah, for maintenance wash, I think would be fine. So I'm doing exactly as much as I need for one round around the car. So with the lens, it's like, how much is it? 200, 250. And then in this case, I would use like 20 milliliters of product. So this is independent of the amount of water, because also if you would put it in a pump sprayer where you would have, let's say, 1 liter of water, I would still only use 20 milliliters. The key is just to spread it on the car and then let it sit, but not dry, but it hardly ever dries. And then, yeah, just rinse it off with the soft spray. Okay, thank you. So you can see in the areas where you had protection, well, protection left from before, it beads up much more quickly than in the rest. You can see here, it takes some time and it's really building up. So it's also, the more often you use it, the more it builds up and gives protection. So, thank you. So this will last 2-3 washes already, but as I said, the more often you use it, how easy it is to maintain. Yeah, no, yeah, and it builds up, so it lasts longer. So, and then, like I said, I mean, I basically just rinse it like this. You can see in some places there's like a layer that sticks. that needs a little bit longer to be removed. For the drying process, also, I mean, not only because it's a black car, but especially in this case, I would do as much as possible with air, especially the wheels. So my suggestion is I do the air part, and then you go after it with the drying towel and the quick detailer. Yeah. I think it would apply to basically all the dressings if you would do that, because you're opening, exactly, you're opening up the pores, but it would apply to any tire dressing. I guess the steps are all self-explanatory. And then in the final shots, you'll be able to see that there is no scratches in the car, except for the few that we found on the door, but I think they were there before. Otherwise, it's been the side that you were washing. I was washing the other side. So. No, I think it looks very nice. I mean, considering how many years is it, like how old is it?
It's from 2011.
Yeah, okay. So 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.